Hey, do you want to grow your business on YouTube or maybe your YouTube channel? Well, your thumbnail, that's your secret weapon. It's the first thing that people see. And if it's not eye-catching, they're going to scroll right past your content. So today I'm going to show you 3 essential tips to create thumbnails that get noticed, they get clicked, and help your business or your channel thrive. So we'll be using Canva to bring this all together, but I don't want you to think that this is a promo. These are just tips that work no matter what tool you use. So let's dive in. Tip number 1, choose the right image. Thumbnails with a face, especially one showing expression, they always outperform those without. Why? It's because people connect with faces. It's just human nature. So make sure you're in the shot and that your face is clearly visible. Now, if you're camera shy, I need you to trust me. I need you to get over it. Show off that beautiful mug of yours. It'll be worth it. Now, it doesn't have to be fancy, just a clear, high quality image where your face is well lit and it stands out. Now, I want you to think about, as you take this image, that you're also going to be adding some text to it. That's going to be one of our tips down the road. As our second tip is to add some text. So try to clear some space just around you to be able to make sure that we can add some text in that'll help us create this really nice thumbnail. Now, to demonstrate how easy it can be, I'm going to use Canva, but these tips work no matter what design tool you're using or that you prefer. But for Canva, you just log in. It's free to start with. And once you're in here, you're just going to click on Create a Design. Once we're on creating a design, we're going to search for YouTube thumbnail. And that's going to pop up with lots of different options. We'll just click on this first one because that's the basic one that we're going to need. And then it opens up this blank canvas. Now there are some templates here that you can choose from as well, but we're going to skip that. We're going to get straight into designing this ourselves because we want to do this ourselves and understand these principles that really will help us as we go. And I've got a bunch of images already uploaded here to Canva. If you want to upload them, you'll just click on this Uploads button and then click Uploads Files. Then you can upload your images right there. All right, so we have chosen our image and we've left some space on this left-hand side. And I've alluded to what our tip number 2 is for a good thumbnail, and that is some text. So here's the thing with tip number 2, adding text, less is more. You want your text to be 3 words or even fewer. This keeps it simple and ensures it's readable even when that thumbnail is really small. Because imagine the majority of people who are going to see this content or these thumbnails, it's going to be on their device, holding it in their hand, and so we want it to look good small. So now what I'd like to do is show you exactly how I would add text to this image. So I've purposely left space on this left-hand side so I can add text there. So I'm going to go to text, and I'm going to choose what I would like to do because I want to keep this less than 3 words, as I'm making a video about how to create YouTube thumbnails. And for me, the most important part about that is YouTube thumbnails. So I'm going to create 2 titles, YouTube as one title and thumbnails as another. So I'm going to click this twice and I'm going to grab the first one and I'm going to bring it right over here to the left and I'm going to type in YouTube. And I want to make that look nice and clear. And I want this to be really big, or at least big enough to see when people have a small screen in front of them. And then this next one, I'm going to keep it all capitals and then just do thumbnails. And I'm going to move it to the left just a little bit. I want this to sit right over my shoulder so it looks like it's, part of this image. Now, one of the things that is important with font is to make it stand out. So we're going to do some things to make this stand out. And the easiest way to do it, I like colors. If this is a darker background, I know this might seem like a light gray to you, but to me, this is a dark background. I'm going to switch this to white. So that stands out a little bit better. It's a little easier to see, but now I'm going to make it even easier. I'm going to add an effect and hit it with a lift and increase the intensity on that, and then it becomes even easier to read. So all right, we've added our image, we've added some text. Now we're going to add some things to make this pop just a little bit more, and that's tip number 3. We're going to make our thumbnail pop. You can add elements like logos, icons, shape, borders to help that design stand out just a little bit more. And for me, adding things like logos instantly communicate what the video is about, but also little icons that just really communicate so people can look at your thumbnail and at a glance know what it's about. So let's get into adding some of that stuff into here. So I've added text, I've added the images. Now I'd like to add a few elements to this that'll help us stand out. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a shape. And I'm just going to keep this black for now. And then we'll talk about that, changing the colors in our next tip. No. So I'll just keep this black for now. And then I'll turn this just to kind of make it fill there. And then I'm going to choose another element that is going to be YouTube, because this is a YouTube video. So let's click on YouTube. We'll scroll down and see all of the little icons that I can choose from. There we go. I think one last little element that we could add to this that would just kind of help it pop a little bit more is going to be something around the border or a corner or the edge. So let's just go with a corner element. Let's just click corner. There we go. See all the corner options. That's a good one. Now, as I'm adding this corner option, this is kind of making me feel like, okay, this is a little, it's designed, there's elements of the design. Now I want to bring it all together. And the way that we're going to bring it all together was with our tip number 4. And basically the last thing I want to talk about, it's that color matters. Certain colors like red perform really well on YouTube. So a splash of red can really grab attention, but make sure the colors don't clash with the text or with the image. This is a universal tip no matter what tool you're using. But yeah, so I'm going to jump in here and just kind of add some red. And I know that this works really well for me, but I could add green, I could add yellow. Really want to just tie all these elements together. So I'm going to add some red in here to make this stand out just a little bit more. So this is red. I'm going to add some white into it as well, just to kind of create a bit of a theme here. So we've got some red and white. I'll change this to red as well, just to add that little pop of color. And look, there we go. We're getting to a point where this is starting to stand out and look like a pretty good thumbnail. And if I just zoom it out, does it still stand up as I zoom it out? Yeah, YouTube thumbnails, that looks great. That logo of YouTube can be a little bit bigger. And boom, there we have it. We have an eye-catching clickable thumbnail using these universal design tips of having a nice image, creating readable font, and adding a few little elements that really tie everything together. And that's how you create a YouTube thumbnail that stands out, whether you're using Canva, Photoshop, or any other tool. Remember that a strong image, bold text, and a pop of color with an element to tie it all together, these principles work across the board. So if you found this video helpful, click subscribe and hit the bell so that you don't miss any future tips. Thanks for watching.